hate to bring this up, but I read it in my research where you're concerned, and that is that your late wife, there is this controversy about the way she died. Will you help me understand that a bit?
There is no controversy, it is just a few tabloids picked it up and did some rubbish, because we know why they did it now. And a few bloggers who have nothing else to do, they keep doing it. Absolutely no controversy because it happened in the presence of people and it was a natural process. It is just that because you're in a public space, anybody can say anything. The law has not said anything, no legal entity has said anything. People who have nothing else to do, they keep commenting about it. She was like my shadow for 12 years. She lived as a part of my life in everything that I did. And this is a nation where there have been thousands of incidents where people have left their body consciously. It is the peak of yoga in many ways. So she announced that she will leave almost 9 months ahead of that time. And she even prepared my daughter, who was only 7 years of age. And many ways I tried to… because those 12 years we were traveling and traveling all the time together. So this was the time when we're just kind of beginning to settle down. I said, just now we're settling down, why now? So she said, right now everything within me and outside of me is perfect. This is the time I want to attain to this. And she started working towards it. I never thought she will make it so quickly. This is something everybody's working towards, that you must be able to conduct the most profound aspects of your life consciously, that includes your birth and your death. So that is not a simple factor, which unfortunately, that profoundness in the society is gone, so all kinds of people who have nothing else to do, they're commenting about it. There's absolutely no controversy, there were hundreds of people, a few thousand people attended the funeral, everything was there. They're just commenting without any basis. If anything like that was there, you think all these young people would be around me, supporting and making things happen?
When you say it's possible to prepare for death…
I did not say death.
What did you mean then?
Is it true that you gathered this body slowly over a period of time? Yes? You gathered it. Some people gather this body consciously, lot of people gather it unconsciously. If you had gathered it consciously, it would also be possible for you to drop it consciously. If you gathered it unconsciously and lived unconsciously, such a thing would look like an impossible thing for you. But if you gathered it consciously and you conducted it consciously, you could also keep it aside consciously. So, this is the very essence of the yogic process, and it's always been there in our cultures. Paramahamsa Yogananda sat in front of 700 people, announced that I'm leaving my body now, and he left. So, what do you think? It's suicide? That's what you will be accused of. If you can't accuse someone of suicide, then you will say it must be murder, okay? So this is just very silly ways of profound aspects of life being looked at by very gross people, very cross explanations for very profound nature of human existence here.
Do you think as a people, are we able to relate to these concepts that you've said we have instances of in history? Because while I understand what you're saying or attempt to understand what you're saying at an intellectual level, at a visceral level, and I'm not talking about…
I understand.
So I'm just trying to figure out, can I choose to do this?
If you work for it, not going to come easy, but if you work for it, yes, every human being can. Can I live consciously? That's a question you're asking. Can you live consciously if you work upon it? Yes? If you live consciously, is death also an inevitable part of your life? Shedding this body also is an inevitable part of your life or no? Yes or no?
Yes.
If I can eat consciously, if I can sit consciously, if I can breathe consciously, if I can sleep consciously, is it also possible that I can keep my body aside consciously? Does it look like a possibility for you?
When you say it like this, yes, but when I think of it on myself,
No, that's
I'm not
because
sure I can make that leap.
it is not a leap. If you…
Why then do so many people suffer with terminal illnesses and diseases? If you're saying that you can work towards making these conscious decisions, then why do we have the other instance? When people linger and linger and linger and are not able to make that break.
So when people are suffering something, if you tell them the truth, they won't be able to digest it. Let's not talk about that. What I would say is it true with you right now as you sit here that this body that you have gathered happened to you over a period of time? It is a accumulation. What you call as my body is just a piece of this planet. Whether you like it or not, one day you have to pay back. It's a loan from the planet, isn't it? So you've taken credit from Mother Earth. When the time to come back, you can either give back willingly or you can give back crying. You took loan from this planet. If you made something else out of it, when the time to give comes, you will give it consciously and joyfully and go. If you made nothing out of it, you will die miserably and you think that is normal. That is not normal. Just because you didn't make it, you think nobody can make it. This is the crown of ignorance. When people think, whatever I do not know cannot exist, this is the crown of ignorance. So all this controversy is because lot of people are wearing this crown of ignorance.